Let me start with Scotty Scheffler rolling to the Open Championship at 17 under. This isn't about his greatness because we can talk about that. We have talked about that. But this is the personality attached to the greatness. And this has happened before. You know, the Spurs were labeled boring because Tim Duncan played a boring brand of basketball. Pete Sampras didn't really have a personality. He was the face, the focal point of men's tennis. Mike Trout for a long time in baseball. Boy, he's so great, but... So this is what we're asking for. Now, growing up in a different generation, if you're of similar age, we didn't ask that of our celebrities. We didn't ask that of our athletes. It was like they do something really well, and we appreciate that. Times have changed. Now you got to sell a sport. And a lot of times these athletes are selling themselves. You're selling a product. There's a lot more involved in this. But this will sound like we're denigrating Scottie Scheffler. And we're not. We're just stating the facts. He plays a very impressive game of golf. But we've gotten used to Tiger Woods. Well, Tiger wasn't a, interesting personality. His interviews weren't very good. He just played in a way, in a style that we had never seen before. It's like, oh my gosh, did you see that? And he started at age 2 when he was on the Mike Douglas show. We had watched him grow up right in front of us. Then all of a sudden you're watching him dominate the sport. And he dominated in a way that we hadn't seen. Well, we hadn't seen since Jack Nicklaus. Now, nobody ever said, is Jack Nicklaus got a good personality when he was dominating? Arnold Palmer had a great personality, but he wasn't the golfer that Jack Nicklaus was. Tom Watson, great golfer. I don't know if anybody said, but what about his personality? It's different now because social media and what you're selling and how you're selling it. And I'm watching Scottie Scheffler, and he just is methodical. This is what he does. Nothing's changing. This is the way he's going to play. This is who he is. Now, he did show personality at the end on 18 when it came to his family. I'm not asking him, to be ready for Broadway. And he wants to share, great. But I've interviewed thousands of athletes in my career. Some have it, some don't. Some will never have it. Bryson DeChambeau had a personality transformation. All of a sudden, he went from, the heel in wrestling to the good guy. He's high-fiving the gallery, and he wants to be loved, even though he's on the LIV Tour and you don't get to see much of him. But with Scottie Scheffler, this is who he is. And if you enjoy just somebody going out and being very, very good at what they do, no frills, there you go. You got it. And the numbers, I know, for such a long period of time, and for the most part when I was at SportsCenter, we were waiting for the next Jordan. Oh, who's the next Jordan? And Tracy McGrady's the next Jordan. Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill. Nobody's the next. Nobody's the next Tiger Woods. Scottie Scheffler can match him, surpass him in some categories here. He's not Tiger. He's not Jack. He's not Arnie. But that's okay because there isn't another Jack Nicklaus. There isn't another Tiger Woods. There isn't another Arnold Palmer. And that's where you have to accept what you're seeing. Because when it comes to golf, we got spoiled for a long period of time because people tuned in to see Tiger Woods. We had, once again, not seen that style, that personality, the expression. Like his personality was on the golf course. Off the course, not a good interview. It's like Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter famously went out of his way to not say anything. But he made you feel good when he didn't tell you anything. But he was just a great baseball player. Certain athletes. Mike Trout, we've had him on. We even said to the commissioner, do you go out of your way to encourage Mike Trout to be more of a personality, to be more out there, ready to be interviewed, be the focal point? Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves, he said, I don't want to be the face of the league. There's a lot that goes along with that. Hey, I'm just a charismatic basketball player. Okay. Is that good enough for this? For us, I should say. Because it feels like with Scottie Scheffler, we're going, yeah, but. Well, okay, what is the yeah, but? There's no personality. You can't put that in your bag when you got on the golf course. This is just who he's going to be. So appreciate it for what it is, for who he is, and who he's trying to be, and that is himself. Here's Jordan Spieth, Scottie Scheffler's good friend, on Scheffler's personality.
He doesn't care to be a superstar. He's not transcending the game like Tiger did. He's not bringing it to non-golf audience necessarily. He doesn't want to go do, the stuff that, a lot of us go do corporately, anything like that. He just wants to get away from the game and separate the two, because I know that he, at one time felt it was too much, that he was taking it with him. And, whenever he made that switch, I don't know when it was, but, he has hobbies. He's always with his family. They're always doing stuff. I think it's more so the difference in personality from any other superstar that you've seen in the modern era and maybe any sport.
It doesn't define him. He said that at a press conference. Winning or losing, golf doesn't define me. And I'm fine with that. Joker, I don't think basketball defines him. I think that's just who he is. Remember the big rivalry with Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras? Agassi, it was style over substance, and had his own shoe, and he had the, Nikon camera. And Pete Sampras didn't care about any of that stuff. But that's who he was, who he is. Even now, you don't see him. But Andre Agassi, you'll see him doing tennis commentary. So I think we're going to be asking for something, and it's not going to be there. Here's the one thing that I kept an eye on, and that is Scotty Scheffler when he's putting. That's what I want to know. You win tournaments, lose tournaments inside 10 feet. There was a while that Tiger, I don't think, missed a 6-foot putt in years. But that's where you have supreme confidence and you have concentration. Scheffler from inside 10 feet, over 4 days, had 63 putts inside 10 feet. He made 59 of the 63. You will not beat him. You will not. No one will beat him. If he plays that way, no one. Now, you'll get guys. There's always going to be somebody who comes out of nowhere. That's what happened with Tiger. I mean, look at some of his great matches. They weren't against great golfers. You're like, okay, that guy's stepping up, and he's going to take him to, or at least make it interesting on the final day. And you saw that yesterday. There are some really good golfers. But is Justin Thomas, have we seen the best of him? Jordan Spieth, like from age 21 to 24, have we seen the best of him? Ricky Fowler, we've seen the best of him. So who is it? Who's the next guy? And there will be 2 or 3 that will be up on that. They'll be on the leaderboard week in and week out. Because a lot of times you'll watch the leaderboard and you go, who's that? And I follow it. Who's that? But if Scotty Scheffler's playing, I'm looking at the odds to win the 4 majors next year. Masters plus 300, PGA Championship plus 350, U.S. Open plus 320, the Open Championship plus 300. I mean, he's getting into the Tiger category. Is he Tiger? No. But could he have the same results as Tiger? Could he put up similar numbers? What was the stat that they had from his first to his 4th major? It was like 1,197 days. Exactly the same number of days in between Tiger's first and his 4th. By the way, Scheffler may look like he's 35, but he's 20. He just turned 29 years of age.
Come on.
He's here. He's staying. Yes. That's an old-looking 29.